Hello everyone, it's time for another game of Black Powder, and here is today's battlefield. So this scenario we've come up with is just going to be a little bit different. So as you can see, we have basically a ridge line, but one of us is going to be attacking. So there are three objectives on the battlefield. There is one over here by the barn, which is the barricade. There is one in the middle, which is the sort of gap in the hedge line here. And there is a supply depot, something there that people want to keep hold of. So those are the three objectives for this game. Each objective at the end of the game is going to be worth 3 points to the player who has the most battalions within 3 centimeters of it at the end of the game. If it's tied, then the objective doesn't count. We're also going to be playing 1 victory point for units that are shaken at the end of the game, and 2 victory points for units that are entirely broken and left the field. So yeah, it should be interesting. So I say we haven't actually rolled to see who's going to be the attacker and the defender, but we're going to do that ahead of time. The defender will be able to deploy at the back up to halfway down the table, so basically up to the wall in the hedge line, and they're going to have 2 brigades. The attacking player will be moving onto the battlefield, and they will have 3 brigades. And it's going to be a 6-turn game. We're reducing movement to 2/3, but we're going to keep ranges the same because that seems to have worked pretty well so far. Any models that are off the board, or any units that are off the board rather, we're assuming that unless stated otherwise, they're going to be in march column when they come onto the board. So unless someone actually states that they want to be in line when they come onto the board, they're going to come on the board in column. That way they actually still get a free move even if the order fails. So we're not going to spend ages with models off the board. So we'll roll to see who's going to be the attacker and the defender. Okay, so I said 3 centimeters for the objectives. I meant 3 inches, of course. So to find out who's attacking and defending, Hayley's going to roll, and we're going to say evens, the French are defending, odds, the British are defending. Go for it. Evens, French defend. Right, we're going to sort out the armies and then we'll come back. Okay, so the forces have been set and the French have been deployed, so they're defending. So what's interesting is I've got 2 brigades to kind of defend 3 objectives. So I've decided to focus on the centre objective, which is the trees just here, the little gap in the hedge, and on the barricade. And then hopefully as the game progresses, I'll be able to spare some troops. But I'd rather focus and hold 2 than stretch myself and lose all 3. So we have a brigade of Old Guard. They're back. We have full cannon battery here. Brigade commander there. Another cannon battery. 1 unit of Old Guard on the hill, waiting to see where they're needed. And we have another unit of Old Guard down by the hedge, waiting for someone to come across the field. Then in my second unit, we've got a bit of a mixed brigade, because I wanted to give some models that I painted recently a go. So we have a mixed one. We have the Swiss unit who are defending the hedge line there. We have the Italians who have never had an outing yet before, so they're defending the barricade there. In reserve, just behind them, we just have a normal unit of French, and over here we have some skirmishers ready to just harass the British. So yeah, it's I've gone to defend this side, and we'll see how things go. First turn goes to the British, so we will roll and see who comes on. Okay, so all of the British have made it on. So we'll start over on this flank. So Haley, first of all, has moved on with the Coldstream Guards, who managed to move on in column, form a line, and march up and take position behind the wall. So I think we're going to have some interesting fighting over here. The next unit on was the South Lincolnshire unit. So they didn't get such a great command role, so they only just made it on. And she has a cannon battery, which she's positioned here to fire up the hill. The Hanoverian Brigade, one unit of Hanoverians, again, didn't do quite so well on their command role, so they are just positioned there. This unit is formed line behind the Jaegers, who have daringly run into the field and give fire, I assume, against the Old Guard. Then on this flank, the lovely 95th Rifles have come all the way up the field and are taking position there to take that objective. And here we have the Cornwall Regiment in the King's Own, who have just moved on and formed into a column. So we'll move into the British shooting. I don't think there's going to be a great deal, but we'll see what she's going to do. Okay, so who are you going to start with?
Coldstream Guard.
Yep.
Going to fire.
At my
Italians.
At my Italians. So the unit that I've just finished painting most recently, who hasn't had a game.
There's light colours, need some red on them, I think. So.
All right. Okay. All right. I don't mess with. Okay. So the Coldstream Guards are the best British infantry unit that Haley has on here. So they normally have a shooting of 4. However, they've got the first fire rule, like the British units, not the Allied units. So they will have 5 dice. They're in range, they're behind, they're not presenting a clear target, so it's just going to be 5 dice needing 5 or more. That's 2 hits. Okay, so my guys have taken a disorder, but I still need 2 saves of normally 4, but they're behind light cover, so 3. Oh no, that's not what I want at the start. So 2 casualties and disorder on the Italians. Not a great start. What are you gonna use now?
We're gonna use cannons. They're gonna aim at the Swiss there.
The Swiss. Okay, so the Swiss are under 24 inches, so you don't suffer that penalty. So you're gonna get 2 dice for the cannons, but they don't present a clear target, so that's -1. So you're gonna need 2 dice, needing 5s. 1 hit. Okay, so that's 1 hit. Cannons at medium range give you a -2 to your save, so I'll be saving on a 6. However, I am behind the light cover, so that takes it back down to a 5, so 1 save of 5. Nope, so that's another casualty. Right, so I think we're on to the Hanoverian Brigade now, so who are you gonna use?
The Jaegers are gonna have a pop at the Old Guard there.
Okay, alright, okay, so the Jaegers get 2 dice, and the Old Guard are not a clear target, so you're going to need 2 hits of 5. Okay, but because you've got Sharpshooter, you can re-roll 1 dice. So, 2 hits.
Yes.
Okay, so fortunately, the Old Guard are quite tough, so they have a save of 3 normally, and they're behind cover, so only 2 saves of 2. There we go, they saved them both, shrugged them both off.
Lucky.
Hanoverian Line Battalion next.
Yeah, they're going to have a crack at the Old Guard.
And the Old Guard as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to say that the skirmishers sort of duck. So they don't present a clear target because of the skirmishers and because of the wall. So you will need 3 dice needing 5s. It's all a misses.
Oh dear.
Okay, and that's it for the shooting. The 95th don't have sights on anyone, which is good, although I doubt this cannon might... actually, I might be able to get a bit of it. So there we are at the end of British turn 1, and it's time to get the French moving. Okay, not a great deal of movement from the French. So the skirmishers didn't get a great move. So they've just moved up a little bit, but they can't actually see the Coldstream Guards. So hopefully next turn they'll move. I've left this unit in defence here with another unit supporting. Swiss have stayed where they are. I'm anticipating a lot of casualties over here, so I've moved the Commander-in-Chief down to actually help a little bit. Cannons haven't moved. The only movement over here is I shifted the old guard across because I'm anticipating some problems from the 95th. So they're gonna try and see them off. But that only leaves that unit of old guard and the Swiss to deal with all of those British there. So we'll see how things pan out. So we'll just move over to French shooting. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Old Guard Brigade, and this unit of Old Guard are going to fire at Haley's Jaegers, and they get 4 dice, and they're shooting at a unit that doesn't present a clear target, because skirmishers never do, so they are hitting on 5s. 4 dice, needing 5s. 1 hit and a disorder. 1 save of 4.
That'll do.
And this unit of Old Guard are going to shoot at the troublesome 95th Rifles, and that's going to be 4 dice, needing 5s as well. 1 hit. 1 save of 4. I hate those bloody things.
What, the dice?
Yeah, the dice, yeah. Yeah, and them, and the dice. So my Old Guard battery here is going to open up on that unit of Hanoverians. So normally you have to shoot at the nearest target, but that unit of Hanoverians doesn't present a clear target because of the skirmishers, and the skirmishers aren't a clear target anyway. So I'm going to fire at them. Now they're over 24 inches away, so I'm -1 to hit. However, when you're firing at a unit in column, you get +1 to hit with artillery. So I just need 4 or more. Right, hopefully these two are going to do a bit better. So these 2 cannons are going to fire at that Hanoverian unit. I've measured it out. They're within 24 inches, so I'm going to get 2 dice. So it's just 2 dice needing 4 or more to hit. 1 hit. 1 save of 6.
That'll do.
Okay, starting with the brigade on the right flank. The Swiss unit are going to fire at the Coldstream Guards. They're within 24 inches. So I get 3 dice. The Coldstream Guards are behind cover, so I'm going to need 5s to hit. It's not going well. I'm even going to make it to 6 turns. So now I'm going to try and do the same with my Italians. They're going to fire at the Coldstream Guards. So I'm -1 to hit because they're behind the cover, and I'm -1 because I'm disordered. So I have 3 dice needing 6s. Hey! 1. So that's a disorder. That's a disorder as well. So the guards have a morale save of 3+ normally. It goes down to 2+ because they're behind a wall. Okay, but at least they're disordered. They're still disordered.
Take what we can get.
Well, that's all I've got. Right, overall, not a great round of shooting from the French. I've managed to put a couple of bits of disorder in the British ranks. So we'll go into British turn 2 and see how things go. But I am now going to remove the disorder off the Italians because that's going to make all the difference. So I'm feeling a bit smug. So everything started really well for the British. So over here, the 95th, you probably can't see them. That's because they're doing what they do best, and they're hiding in those trees over there. Then the Cornwall Regiment moved up, and the King's Own have formed a line behind that hedge line. So we're going to see what's going to happen over here with the Old Guard. In the centre, nothing moved. So the skirmishers are disordered. Haley elected not to disorderly retreat them. Tried to move that line forward, failed the roll because she'd already used a re-roll over there. They didn't move. Has elected to, because these guys are in column, they could still move once, but Haley has decided to hold them back and see what plays out. And then she decided to do that again because these guys didn't move either. Sorry, I'm feeling really smug. I know that's horrible, but I had to be fair. It's probably going to be the only time. And the cannons have rolled forward. So we're going to get into British shooting. Okay, so you're going to start with this brigade.
Yeah, the 95th, they're going to go for the Old Guard to start.
Okay, so it's 2 dice needing 4 or more. And you get to re-roll 1 miss. So I'm disordered. can't be doubly disordered, but yeah. Okay, so I need 2 saves of 3. Oh! So the old guard still suffer 1 disorder. Who do you want to fire with next?
We'll go for these guys at the front.
Okay, so the king's own at the old guard. So you are in line, so you get 3 dice, but because you got first fire, you get 4 dice. That's the British rule. It gives them the +1 dice the first time they shoot. And there's no other modifiers, so it's going to be 4 dice needing 4s. Oh, mate.
Wow.
Okay, old guard have a morale save of 3 up, so I need 4 saves of 3. Oh! Oh, that's because yeah.
Bring out your dead.
Okay, so Hanoverian Brigade next.
Yeah, the Jaegers.
Jaegers, yeah.
The old guard.
Yep, so you're disordered, that's -1. They're in cover, that's -1, so it's going to be 2d6 needing 6. Oh, we get to reroll 1 though.
No.
That's absolutely fine. Hanoverian unit behind them.
Yep.
3 dice needing 5s because they're not a clear target. Oh, and no rerolls.
No.
So going to move over to that brigade.
Cannons next.
And at the Swiss.
Yep, the Swiss.
Okay, so because they're not a clear target, Hayley doesn't have to shoot at them if she doesn't want to, but you want to get rid of them, don't you? Right. So they are at medium range, so you're going to get 2 dice, and I'm behind cover, so you're going to need 5s. 1 hit, and I'm going to need 1 save of 6. Actually, it's going to be a save of 5 because they're behind a wall. Doesn't matter anyway, because one of them's very dead. Okay, so the only unit left is...
Coldstream Guards, they're going after the Italians again.
Okay, you're disordered, that's -1. They're in cover, that's -1. So you're going to need 4 6s. That'll do. And that's it. So all of Hayley's disorder now comes off. And overall... Mixed bag. This side not so great, but over here, this unit of old guard have taken a bit of a beating, so I'm going to have to think of something. I might just try to have to relieve that. The line is holding at the moment. I haven't moved very much at all. Over here, the skirmishers did make it up to the wall, so now they're poking around and they're going to have a go at the Coldstream Guards. I wanted to move this unit here to form on a line further up the hill to fire over the heads of the Swiss. That didn't work. They've just formed a column behind the Italians, and so that wasn't great. On this side, it's a bit problematic, so I'm trying to decide what to do. I decided in the end to move my cannons across to now refocus fire on this brigade that's here, and hope that the old guard here and these cannons are enough to kind of keep the centre protected. But we'll have to see. So we'll move into French shooting. So I usually make the mistake of ignoring the 95th, but do you know what? I've had enough. So the old guard are going to open fire on the 95th in there. So I get 4 dice, and they are in cover, so I'm going to be hitting on 5s. Oh, 1 jumped out. So my cannons are going to fire at the unit that are behind the hedge, just up there. So they normally need 4 or more to hit, and they're firing over the heads of a friendly unit, which is -1 to 5s, and those guys are in cover, so I need 2 dice needing 6s. Oh, 1 hit, so that's a disorder and a hit. 1 save of 5. Oh, well done. So this unit of old guard are going to fire again at the Hanoverian Jaegers, and I'm going to need 5s to hit. That's better. So you're disordered and you're taking a hit, so you were going to need 2 saves of 4. 1 casualty and you're disordered. I'm going to fire my cannons at Hayley's cannons. So I'm -1 for firing over the heads of that infantry unit. I'm +1 for shooting at deployed artillery. And I'm -1 for being over half range. So hang on a minute, that's 6, so I need a 5. That's not a
That's
5.
not a 5.
That's not a 5.
That's definitely not a 5.
So I just realised I made a mistake. I said it was +1 for shooting at deployed artillery. It's not. It's -1, so it'd have been even harder to hit. So now the Swiss are going to shoot at some deployed artillery. So I'm going to get 3 dice, and I'm going to be hitting on 5s. 1 hit. 1 save of 4 or more. There we go. And my Italians are now going to use another volley, and they're going to shoot the Coldstream Guards. The Coldstream Guards are behind cover, so it's going to be 3 dice needing 5s to hit. Ooh, disordered again and a hit. So you are going to need 2 saves of 2.
Oh.
Okay, well, you did need 2, so fair enough. But again, you are disordered again. So these guys are going to fire at the Coldstream Guards. They're just outside of 6 inches, so they don't get the bonus. So I'm going to need 2 dice needing 5s. They have Sharpshooter, so I can reroll 1. If I get it actually in there, that'd be great. Nope, all misses. So again, mixed bag. Something's going to have to break soon. So managed to put a disorder there and in the middle over there, but haven't racked up as many casualties this turn. So we'll go into British turn 3. Okay, end of British turn 3 command. So over here, who are they? They're the Cornwall Regiment. They just formed a line. So Haley's just letting on securing this objective. Over here, the Hanoverians face up, charge the Old Guard. The Old Guard closing fire, hit twice, but they saved both. So we're going to have some close combat there. Jaegers didn't move. Other Hanoverian units formed a line. Over here, the 69th have moved up, formed a line. Over there, the Coldstream Guard got rid of their disorder. And yes, the cannons keep on rolling steadily forward towards the Swiss. So overall, quite a lot of movement. A lot of lines have now formed. So we should see how things go. So we'll go into British shooting. All right, so where do you want to start?
We're going to start at this end.
Yeah.
The 95th at the Old Guard.
Of course we are. Of course we are. Right. 95th at the Old Guard.
Out the way.
What, the Old Guard or the 95th?
Yeah.
So the Old Guard, the 95th. 2 dice hitting on 4s. Oh, they're both hit and I'm disordered. 2 saves of 3 for the Old Guard. Oh, both saved, but I am disordered. So the disordered unit.
Yep.
Okay, so they're going to be hitting on 5s. So 3 dice needing 5s.
Oh.
No misses.
Not good.
Okay, so the centre brigade.
Yeah, the Jaegers are going to have a pop at the Swiss.
Everyone's coming for the Swiss. All right, so you're disordered, so that's -1. So that's 2 dice needing 6s because they're in cover. You can reroll 1 though.
No.
All right. Okay, so the guys at the back can't shoot, so it's on to the next brigade. So
Cannons.
cannons at, well, I guess these guys.
Yep.
Okay, so they're just outside of 6 inches, so you're going to get 2 dice. And you're going to be hitting on 5s. No, thank God for that.
Oh.
Okay, Haley's just umming and ahhing whether she wants to shoot the Italians or shoot the Swiss. Have you decided?
I'm going to go Italian.
You're going to shoot the Italians.
That's
Okay, right. So you're only doing that because of my nice new unit. So you're firing at them, so you get 4 dice because of first fire, and you're shooting at the Italians, which is going to be hitting on 5s. They're disordered, but they're still 1. 1 save of 3 for me because they're behind cover.
No.
Oh no, and that's enough to shake them as well. So I'm shaken and I'm disordered. I don't suppose there's any way I can convince you to shoot at the skirmishers instead of the Italians.
No.
All right, okay, right. So I just don't present a clear target. That's the guard unit. So you are getting 4 dice hitting on 5s. 1 hit. That could be enough though. 1 save of 3, or I'm taking a break test.
Oh.
Whee! So these guys are now shaken. So this is going to be interesting. So these guys who are wandering off, I might just have to just turn them right back round. So we'll go on to the hand-to-hand combat between the Hanoverians and the Old Guard. So the combat here between the Old Guard and the Hanoverians. So the Hanoverians have a hand-to-hand of 6. So it's 6 dice. They charge, that's +1. I seem to remember a rule whereby if you're fighting over a barrier, the charging unit loses its bonus, but I've just had a look through the book and I can't find it, so we're just going to play that they get the charging bonus. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. So Hayley has 6 dice needing 3s to hit, and I have 8 dice for the Old Guard needing 4s. 6 dice needing 3s. That's every single one. 8 dice needing 4s. That's not so bad. That is 5. And I can reroll 1. Still 5. So I need 6 saves of 3. I have lost 2 guys. 5 saves of 4 for Hayley. You lost 3 guys. So just working out who won the combat. Hayley put 2 casualties onto me. I put 3 casualties onto the Hanoverians. The Hanoverians do have a unit of Jaegers behind them, but skirmishing units don't add support. I do have the Old Guard on that side, but they aren't actually supporting because they're not right next to it. So I win the combat 3-2. So Hayley is taking a break test. 2d6. That's a 2. That's bad. That's bad. That is bad. They are gone. They are broken. Let me just double check. I know it is, but I just wanted to show this. So 4 or less, hand to hand. The unit breaks and is deemed destroyed. Remove the entire unit from the field. There we go. The Hanoverians are off. It was a brave charge. It was a brave charge. It was reckless. Okay. All right. But the Old Guard have taken some casualties. So the Hanoverians are gone. Okay. So interesting turn. Over here, the Italians have... I don't think they're going to be there a lot longer. The British have got their act together. And they're putting a lot of pressure on my right flank. In the middle, the Old Guard are holding out, but we'll see for how much longer. And over on this side, the Old Guard are probably not going to be holding out. So Hayley now gets to remove all her disorder markers, and we'll go into French turn 3. Okay, big turn of moving from the French. This unit decided, no, we're not going to leave, we're going to turn, because when the Italians are going to break, we need to fill the gap.
They've basically just done the Macarena.
The 95th, again, I'm going to fire the Old Guard at the 95th, hitting on 5s. 3 hits, and they're disordered. 3 saves of 3. 2. So 1 casualty.
Yeah.
My cannons are going to fire at the unit behind the hedge again, so I'm going to need 6s, because it's over the head of the Old Guard, and they're in cover. 1 hit, so they're disordered, and it's going to be 1 save of 5. Save, but disordered again. Next, Old Guard, I'm going to fire at the Jaegers, and so they don't present a clear target, so I'm going to be hitting on 5s. Oh, they're disordered, and 1 save of 4. Oh, casualty, and now they're shaken. I'm going to finish off this brigade, and these cannons are going to fire at... I think I'm going to go for the South Lincolnshire unit. Again, I don't have to fire at them because they are not a clear target. So I'm firing over the heads of the Swiss. And I think I'm over half range. Can you just check, Hayley? Am I within 24 inches of the unit over there? No. Okay, so...
An inch short.
Right. Okay, that makes all the difference.
It does.
It does. So I'm going to be hitting on 1 dice, hitting on 6s. That's a miss. So moving on to this brigade, the Swiss are going to fire at the cannons. So they're firing at deployed artillery, so that's -1, so it's 3 dice needing 5s to hit. Oh, 2 hits and a disorder. 2 saves of 4. 1 save and a casualty. So the last hurrah of the Italians, they're going to fire a volley down there at the Coldstream Guards. So it's going to be 6s to hit. I'm disordered, I'm shaken, they're behind obstacles. 3 dice needing 6s. Yep, that's about right. Final bit of shooting, these skirmishers are going to fire, and I've just realised I should have tried to move them closer. So they are going to be hitting on 5s.
Oh,
1 hit and a disorder, so 1 save of 2. Yep, that's the save. So that's the end of the French turn. Not a great deal. Just trying to hold on to things. So I get to remove my disorder, and we'll go into British turn 4. Right, a lot of stuff happened there. So all of the disorder from the elite units was removed. So 95th are going to be firing at full effect. Haley has diverted the Cornwall regiment over to here, I assume to try and shift this unit of Old Guard. That unit of Hanoverians has moved up. She gave a disorderly retreat to the Jaegers, who have then been joined and have had one casualty removed by the commander, which means they're no longer shaken, so that's denied me a point. Over here, the 69th have marched bravely forwards for some brutal close quarter gunfire. The cannons are still there. Might be a bit of a squish shooting. Coldstream Guards over here are just going to give fire, so we'll go straight into shooting. What end do you want to start at?
I think we're doing something different. We're going to go.
We're going down here.
This end,
it's a bit controversial.
Italians.
You want to get rid of them.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So we're going to start with this brigade. So what unit do you want to fire with first? The 69th or the Coldstream Guards? Who are they going to go for?
Actually, you know what? I might go 69.
I was wondering if that might. Yeah. Okay. So these guys are going to go for the Italians.
Yep.
Okay. So we know that's within 6 inches. So you're +1 to hit. So that's going to be 3 dice needing 3s, but -1 because cover. So it's 3 dice needing 4s. 2 hits, 2 saves of 3 for the Italians. Oh dear. Okay, so the Italians will be taking a break test at the end of the shooting phase. So big question: who are the Coldstream Guards going to fire at?
I'm going to go your little sneaky guys.
Sneaky guys. Okay, so you're going to get 4 dice. You're shooting at skirmishers who aren't a clear target. They're behind cover as well, but you only get the bonus once. So you're going to be hitting on 5s. 4 dice needing 5s. Nope, that'll do. So last thing in that brigade is the cannons. Swiss. It's going to be 2d6 needing 5s. 1 hit and a disorder. 1 save of 5.
Oh,
yes. Nice. Okay, so do you want to do the Hanoverians next?
Yep,
okay. They're going for the Swiss.
Yep.
Okay, well, to be fair, the Swiss only need 1 more casualty and then they're shaken as well. Okay, so that's going to be 3 dice needing 5s. Oh, that's all a miss. So, Cornwall Regiment.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah. First fire gives you +1 dice because they haven't shot yet. And I think that's the last unit that hasn't actually shot. And then behind cover, so you need 5s. That's 2 hits and I'm disordered. 2 saves to 2. That's fine. Right, so who do you want to go with first over this side?
95th, please.
95th. Okay, Old Guard. It's going to be 2 dice needing 4s. You can re-roll for 2. 2 hits. 2 saves of 3. 1 more casualty. I think... hang on. They're shaken now as well. So finally, you got the King's Own.
Yep.
Them. Yep. Okay, so you're disordered. So you're going to be hitting on 5s. Yep, 1 hit. 1 save of 3 or I'm taking a break test. Hey. Okay, so that was quite brutal, but I do have to take the break test for my Italians. So 2d6 and it's going to be -2 because I've got 2 excess casualties. Nice and high. -2 is 5, so they're not broken. I believe they've just got to make a retreat. Okay, so they had to make 1 full move to their rear, so they've abandoned that position. So we'll see if Haley can make some gains there. Overall, the pressure is on, but the French are still holding out. Well, not a lot happened. This unit have moved up to take the barricade after the Italians have left. I can't move the Swiss because they're still disordered. The Old Guard failed their elite roll, so they remained disordered. This unit of Old Guard couldn't rally, so this guy joined the unit but failed the rally order, so he's in there. So if Haley breaks that unit, he's in there, he goes as well. So I've got to really pray for some good shooting this turn. So this unit is going to fire at the South Lincolnshire unit. So I'm within 6 inches, firing over cover, so it's just going to be 4s. 3 dice needing 4s. Disordered, 1 hit. No, it's a casualty and they're disordered. Swiss are now going to fire at the Lincolnshire unit as well, so they are going to need 3s because there's no, they're up against the cover and within 6 inches. 2 hits. 2 saves of 4. Oh, another casualty. Picking away at them. So skirmishers at the Coldstream Guards, they failed their move roll, so they're outside of 6 inches, so it's going to be 2 dice hitting on 5s. That's 1 hit, and I can re-roll 1. 1 hit. 1 save of 2. Yeah. So I'm in an R-ing about who to shoot with the cannon. I think I'm going to fire at the Lincolnshire unit, because if I can put just 1 more casualty on them, then they are shaken. So I'm firing over the heads of these guys, so I'm going to be 2 dice minus 1, so I'm going to be hitting on 5s. No hits. This unit of Old Guard are going to fire at those other Hanoverians, see if they can get rid of them. So I get 4 dice, I'm minus 1 because I'm disordered, so I'm hitting on 5s. That's all misses.
Definitely not 5s.
Definitely not 5s. Definitely not 5s. As Haley's just pointed out, that last roll probably didn't even add up to 5, so that's great, isn't it? These cannons are going to fire at the unit behind the hedge, so again, it's going to be firing over the head. They're behind cover, so I'm going to need 6s. Nope. Oh, you're laughing. These Old Guard are going to fire at the 95th. They will go, so I'm shaken. That's minus 1. They're in cover. That's minus 1. I need 6s to hit. Can't get rid of those little green sods. 1 hit, and they're disordered. You need 1 save of 3. Yes! I'm so happy about that. I don't care about anything else anymore now. They're shaking. I don't care. Right, perfect. I don't actually want to say happy. That was actually a fairly atrocious turn of shooting. No break test required on Haley's part. Moving into British turn 5. Okay, so interesting turn from Haley. So on this side, she tried to get that unit to cross the hedge because it's the first time it has been disordered for ages, but she failed. She'd used a reroll earlier. I'll come over to that. 95th staying put on that objective, harassing the Old Guard. Cornwall Regiment have stayed. Hanoverian Regiment have stayed. I basically have a feeling that she hasn't confirmed this, but basically I'm going to be taking loads of fire this turn, and if I'm still there's going to be a lot of charges coming. The cold steel's coming, I think. Cannons have rolled forward, so they're within 6 inches, so I'm going to be taking some canister. All that happened over here, she tried to be quite audacious, and it kind of worked. But basically, the Coldstream Guards have now hopped the wall, formed 4 deep line, and they're coming for these guys. So I'm not looking forward to that. So we'll now get into British shooting. Where do you want to start?
I'm going to start from this end again. It worked better.
Better down this end.
Yep.
Right, okay, so 2d6. Sorry, 95th for shooting at them, I assume.
Yep,
of course. They're shaken, so you're minus 1. So 2 dice needing 5s. Now you can reroll 1. Nope, good. The guys behind the hedge.
Get these guys.
Well, that's the first time they haven't been disordered for quite a while, so they don't suffer a minus 1, so they are hitting on 4s. Oh, 2 and a disorder. 2 saves of 3. Oh, thank God for that. Who's next?
Cornwall Regiment are going at the Old Guard.
Okay, so you're hitting on 5s. 3 dice hitting on 5s. Oh, we missed again. They're not doing that well, that regiment. Who's next?
These guys down the front.
Oh, I forgot about them. Yeah, I think I even forgot to say that. So Hayley's unit that went away had a bit of a break.
We went off, had a Kit Kat and a cup of tea.
And they've come back, and they're now
back.
contesting the objective. So they are within 6 inches. They are firing at units behind cover, so that cancels each other out. So you're going to get 2 dice hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1. Okay. Oh, they disordered me, so you get to re-roll a 1 as well. So that's 1 hit. 1 hit and a disorder. 1 save of 2. So who's next?
These lovely guys in the middle.
Okay, and they're shooting at the old guard.
Again.
Okay, 3 dice hitting on 5s. Oh, 1 hit. 1 save of 2. No!
Yes.
At last. All that. So that's 1 more casualty. 1 more and I'll be shaken. Okay, who's next?
Let's get my cannons.
Cannons, yeah?
Yeah, they're going to go.
It's for the Swiss. So we know now that they are within canister range. So you're going to get 3 dice.
Yeah.
And you are hitting on 5s, I think, but I will just check. So, no, it's subject to the normal modifiers. +1 for being at close range, -1 for the wall. It's 3 dice needing 4s. 1 hit, so that's enough to shake me. So we hang on 1 save of 5.
Oh,
Yes!
that was lucky.
Okay, so I think Hayes, I'm in an R-ing. Who are the Lincolnshire going to fire at?
I think we're going to go for the Swiss. See if we can get them off the board.
Okay, all right. So you're within 6 inches, so that gets rid of the -1 from the disorder, and I'm behind cover, so it's going to be 3 dice needing 5s. 2 hits. 2 saves of 3. Ah, nice one. So they're shaken now. Coldstream guards are left.
Yep.
That unit. So they're in 4 deep line, so they lose 1 dice off their shooting. So, oh no, they're down to 3 dice, which is what most of these guys have anyway, so they're good anyway. So it's 3 dice hitting on 5s. 1 hit. 1 save of 3. Yay. Okay, so Hades hasn't managed to break any of my units. I've got some shaken ones, so I'm going to have to see if I can sort that out. But if I don't get rid of some of this, I have a feeling I'm going to be, next turn, I'm going to be fleeing. So we'll move into French turn 5. Not really a big turn of moving. That hasn't been for the French, but then I'm trying to hold objectives, and why would I move off of them? Skirmishers have moved into the road. I'm going to try and give some fire down the flank there. Over here, I managed to remove the shaking condition off them. That commander's joined that unit and rallied the Italians. The Swiss, nothing. Over here, I tried to rally the old guard and didn't, and failed. This unit also didn't manage to get rid of its disorder, so it could be a bit sticky for me coming into the next turn. But we'll move into shooting. Okay, I'm going to try and get rid of the 95th once and for all.
Your nemesis.
I hate them. It's just, again, they've just kept, and that's what they're doing. They've done it, and I fall for it every time. 4 dice, and I'm going to be hitting on 6s. Every single one a miss. Yes. Cannons are going to continue firing at that unit over there. So, actually, do you know what? No, can't. They're going to carry on over there. So it's 2d6 needing 6s. And no. The old guard here are going to fire at the Hanoverians again. They're disordered, so I'm at -1, so I need 5s to hit.
Not 1.
1 hit. 1 save of 4.
That'll do
Yeah,
it.
well done. The cannons of the old guard here are going to fire at the same Hanoverian unit. I'm going to get the clear shot this time, so I'm going to get 2 dice, and I am hitting on 4s. Nope. Haley's just told me she feels bad for me because well, I'm still on the objective. She's got to get me off of them. My Swiss unit, the shaken, they're going to shoot the 69th, so I'm -1, but I'm +1 for being at 6 inches, so I'm hitting on 4s. Oh, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. This French unit is going to fire at the 69th as well. I'm hitting on 3s. Come on. Hey!
Like it.
2 saves of 4. Yeah, but disordered. Okay, so that was a really, really crap turn for the French. Good for you. What did you just say? Everything?
Everything's going forward.
Everything's
now.
going forward. So going into the last British turn, and we'll see what I've got left at the end of it. I think the phrase is tally ho. So Coldstream Guards have charged all the way down the street and have engaged in combat. I missed every single shot in closing fire. And I did exactly the same there as well. The Hanoverians have charged into the Swiss and I missed every single one. Basically, the Old Guard also took a charge. However, they managed to put 2 casualties on the Cornwall unit. And over here, this stalemate continues. So we'll just see what is left at the end of this turn. Okay, so start down. This is pretty much where the only shooting is, isn't it?
Yep.
So,
95th.
95th. Okay, so they're -1 because they're shaken. So 2 dice needing 5s. Ah, and they're disordered. 2 saves are free. Oh, that was going. I might have spoken too soon. Next unit, yeah, and then it's 3 dice. It's just hitting on 4s. All misses. Didn't they do that last time? Was it exactly the same as your roll? I don't know. May have been.
That was your roll.
Oh, that was my roll. No, that's far too high for one of my rolls. So it's just hand to hand. So, what about you? Which one do you want to do first?
Let's do this. Let's go in order.
You want to do the Old Guard first. Okay, so the Old Guard get 8 dice, and I'm going to be hitting on 4s. The Cornwall Regiment gets 6 dice, but I will just check that, and they're going to be hitting on 3s because they charged. Okay, so yeah, it is 6 dice hitting on 3s for the British. All but
5.
1.
Nice.
8 dice hitting on 4s for the French. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. 5 saves of 3. 1 dead.
Hit.
4 saves of 4. Oh, 3 dead. Okay, so I don't think that's quite what Haley wanted.
Not what I planned.
Not what you planned. So 1 casualty on me means I am shaken now. However, I did 3 casualties on Haley. She already had 2, so she's got to take a break test. She lost to combat, and she's got 2 excess casualties, so she's taking a break test. 2d6 minus 2. 2d6 minus 2. And they're off as well. So that's another one. So I pushed them off that objective. I don't think Haley was very happy with the result there. Okay, so you want to do what? This one here, Hanoverians on the Swiss. So you're going to get 6 dice hitting on 3s. I'm going to have 6 dice hitting on 5s, I think, because I'm shaken. So 6 dice hitting on 3s for the Hanoverians. That's 3. 6 dice hitting on 5s for the Swiss. 1. 3 saves of 4 for the French. 2 casualties, that's not good. 1 save of 4 for the Hanoverians. Yes. And she saved it. Right, so that combat is well and truly a French loss. I'm not even going to bother counting support because I don't need it. They're already shaken. I've gone 2 over, so I am 2d6 minus 2. Come on, I need a high roll. That's a 5. They're still here. Still here, sorry, yeah. It's 4 or less, so they are going to retire up the hill. So, Coldstream Guards.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I think Haley's looking forward to this one. You're going to get 7 dice for the hand, and you're hitting on 3s because you charge. I got 6 dice hitting back on 4s. Hitting on 3s. All but 2.
Yeah.
So 5 hits. 6 dice hitting on 4s. 2. So 5 saves of 4 for the French. Oh, only 1 casualty. 2 saves of 3. 1 casualty. So it's 1 casualty apiece. There's no one there to support. That unit's shaken, so even if it was supporting it, it wouldn't be able to. So they will fight next turn. So that objective, it'll be whoever wins the round of combat next. Okay, so that's the end of the British turn. So it's over to me. What do you think?
I don't know what to think.
It's all to play for.
I think it's all.
That's contested.
And descend.
I think you firmly got that end. I think in here. So I keep forgetting about those pesky Jaegers down there. Maybe I've got that one. So this one over here is contested. So really, I think it's going to come down to over here.
Fair.
Right, final French turn. So as you may expect, not a great deal of movement. Started trying to charge with these guys and then remembered that they were shaken, so I had to undo all of that. We'll fight in combat over here. I tried to get the Italians along to form a firing line against the Hanoverians there. I'm going to be able to shoot with a little bit, and the shaken units are going to be able to shoot as well. But is it going to be enough to dislodge them? Let's have a look. They're shooting at the 95th. that's all I want. So 4 dice. Hitting on I'm shaken, you're in cover 6s. Come on. Nope, right. Cannons, them, 2 dice, hitting on 6s. I'm going to do it. I'm going to have it done. I don't care if it's tactically stupid. It's a pride now.
Oh,
One hit. So they're disordered, and it is a save minus 1 because you're in cover. So it's going to be 1 save of 5.
No.
Hey. Okay, the old guard are going to shoot at those pesky Jaegers, so I'm -1 because I'm shaken, and I'm -1 because I'm shooting at a skirmishing unit, which means I need a 6. However, they are at close range within 6 inches, so that puts it back down to a 5. So 4 dice needing 5s. Oh, 2 hits. 2 saves of 4.
Yes.
Oh, damn it! These cannons are going to shoot at that Hanoverian unit, so that's going to be 2 dice hitting on 5s.
No.
Oh,
It doesn't even make 5.
It doesn't even make 5. All right. Swiss are going to fire down at the unit that just saw them off. They're shaken, so it's -1. It's -1 because they're behind cover, so 3 dice hitting on 6s.
Ooh.
2 hits. 2 saves of 3. No, damn it. So now the Italians are going to shoot at the Hanoverians. -1 because they're behind cover. And, it might be at 6 inches. From the centre of the unit. Nope. So, hitting on 5s. I don't believe it. You might be wondering what I didn't tell you about the skirmishers. Basically, I tried to get them to move as far as they could behind these cannons to shoot them. They didn't. So they're just hanging out there to see what's going to happen. So it's just into the hand-to-hand combat now. We'll see what happens. So I think we're basically saying it's all down
To this moment.
Right, so the Coldstream Guards get 7 dice. They are going to be hitting on 4s. No, it was a draw the last combat. I'm getting 6 dice and I'm hitting on 4s. Both of us have supports, me from the Italians, Hayley from the 69th. So let's see how this goes. We'll go to the Coldstream Guards first. 7 dice hitting on 4s. All but 2 again. So 5 hits. 6 dice hitting on 4s for the French.
3.
So 3 hits. 5 saves of 4 for the French. Oh dear.
3 hits.
3 saves of 3 for the Coldstream Guards. 2 save, 1 casualty. Oh dear, no, that's a loss for me. So just to show you the combat results, Hayley did 3 casualties on me. I did 1 on her. They're supported, so Hayley got 4 points. I'm supported, I got 2. So it's me that's taking the break test. Fortunately, I haven't got any excess casualties, so I want a nice high result here. Break test. Oh, they are going nowhere. I don't actually know what a result of 12 means. I've never rolled a result of 12. I'm gonna have to. I'm actually going to go. No, I'm going to go and look at this. I'll just like level up or something. Do I get that hand to hand? If the unit is infantry and it holds its ground, it remains where it is and continues to fight in the following combat round, of which there is none. That is the end. So we will total up the points, have an argument, and then gonna come back to you. Right. So the points are: I have destroyed 2 units, so that gives me 4 points. Hayley's 95th Rifles are shaken, so that gives me 5 points. I do not have complete control of either of my objectives. Basically, the 2 I was defending have ended up completely contested. So this one here, neither of us own that, and we have the same number of units in there anyway. So that one, no points. This one here is contested with those pesky Jaegers on this side. And and no points. Although we were having a discussion just now about if their shaken unit could hold an objective, but to be honest, it doesn't matter when I show you the rest of the points. So I finished on 5. Haley didn't actually destroy any of my units for a change, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4 shaken units. So she's got 4 points there, and she holds this objective. So Haley finishes on 7. So that is a win again for Haley.
I told you to let me retire.
We're trying to basically just play some like different types of games. I mean, obviously the French had the advantage and had been on the defence, but obviously it all came down to over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's different because normally I think when we played, I've been on the defence rather than attacking, so it's a different stance for me. And it was quite difficult.
It's hard going, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I think you've got to not go in too early, but not too late either.
I think you had some quite decisive roles though in your command, where ultimately the French, I was deployed on the objectives and you forced me back. I did very lucky on some break tests. Like I say, I've never seen 2 6s on a break test before.
Yeah.
That's
I think
amazing.
as well. I think in one of our previous games, someone commented about getting the cannons and stuff moved forward. So that's something I tried to incorporate today.
Yeah, your cannons actually were quite effective. My cannons, that one there, that bloody lot, that did.
I can't remember who it was or which one of our games it was on. We'll have to have a look and try and find it. But whoever suggested that,
I'm going to guess it's going to be one of the ones where you won.
Probably.
Oh, sorry, wait. That's 4 games of black powders. What's that? 3? No, I won the last one. That's 3-1. Yeah. 3-1. So no. Well, look. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We wanted to have another game of Black Powder. I'll be having a look at doing some other battle reports. We want to get our next Wars of the Roses one done. But we'll see how it is. I hope you're all safe, and we'll see you guys all again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.